Hello, everyone. Welcome to VR Verdict episode 115, our weekly podcast where we talk about everything VR. I am PJ.
I think I'm Wookiee.
I hope you're Wookiee. And we would like to share VR with you. So we were going to have Big Planet Games on, but they haven't shown up, so we're just going to get rolling. If they pop in, awesome. If not, we'll talk about Ultrawings 2 anyway. So,
People are busy.
Yeah, the world is constant, that's for sure.
And time zones suck. And waking up is hard to do.
We've all been there.
I don't know.
So yeah, their game Ultrawings 2 just came out. It's on Steam VR. They have cross-buy for the Oculus platform, so PC, VR, and Quest. It's $24.99. A lot of improvements, a lot of additions to the first game, which I'm sure everyone's at least tried, if not owned. Quite an upgrade, quite a sequel, I think, so far. Their multiplayer is in early access. Wookiee and I tried it last night. Didn't have much luck getting in the same room, so we can't really talk about that yet. But
it seemed smooth and cool. Like it was just slow enough to feel like tactics matter. You know, like your plane's moving quick, but it's not too scaled in. I was sitting there getting ready, like this is going to be hard because it's not just like arcadey where you just go boop and you disappear and you're like GTA and off the screen. It's literally like, if I don't do this right, I'm just going to be a sitting duck. It's like, that's good.
And, from the video and stuff, there's a lot of new modes. They've added weapons. They've added handguns. So your point to tacticalness, like, it is slower and more realistic, which I dig. So you can shoot balloons and targets. And
I saw a flare on there, and you're shooting that. Do you literally shoot handguns out of that? Out of something?
Yeah. You pick, just like what's the other game? Warplanes. You have a handgun on the side and in your cockpit.
That's a flare gun, though.
There is a handgun too, though.
Okay.
There's just
the clip that it's showing me now. It's probably not synced up, but you're shooting something like a grenade handgun or something. I was sitting there like, is that really a handgun? Because that would be hilarious. Because in one of my favorite movies of all time, Porco Rosso, there's a part where they're flying like side by side. And their guns are both jammed. I think it's towards the end of the movie. And then you just hear like a pop. And the American is just, which his name is Curtis, but the name of his plane is also Curtis. But
Americans.
But the Yankee, they keep calling him. You just see them like with this little cowboy revolver, like pop, pop. And you're like, what are you going to hit with that? And
we were party watching that online, and we fucking lost it. That was just funny. I love that part.
Yeah, I forgot that happened, and we were like, "What's that little propeller for?" I looked it up later on Porco Rosso's plane. That those usually power electric just by the wind pushing that prop. I'm like, "Oh, that's a really good idea." Genius people.
Yeah.
And that pop, just like, pep, and it's like completely pointless.
Yeah.
So funny.
So yeah, they have added. I played quite a bit of the first one. I don't think I got through the whole thing, but I know there was like the little gyrocopter, which you start in here, but I think the helicopters and things are new additions. I could be wrong, so don't take my word for it, unfortunately.
It's been a while since I played the new one, and or played the old one, and that's the one, if anyone seems to remember my weird ramblings.
Yeah.
I was trying so hard to get the gyrocopter to pull up. I kept punching myself in the balls, trying to like not fall into the rocks because I was, being a daredevil or just horribly controlling it. Hey, there is a handgun. I saw it.
Yeah, that's that story. I was hoping to talk to him because I was gonna bring that up and tell him he owes you like a carbonated beverage,
ice pack to put down there like a cold drink. But like if pretend he's sitting here and I'm gonna be like, my left testicle has a bone to pick with you.
I could move the camera and cut in and pretend to be him, and we could, go from there. But
just draw a face on the ball, like ah. But Yeah, I was really looking forward to the multiplayer. I didn't have time to try the rest out, but it does look pretty tight. Again, I really like the Warplanes World War One. I keep forgetting how that game is named. I think it's just Warplanes and then World War One Warfighters or something like that.
Yeah.
Um,
The
I love that
Mustang
game.
in this game is pretty sweet. It's got the 3 guns on each wing, and they shoot
Yeah.
like in order. It's really neat. Now, like these missions, like you're talking about with he's shooting the grenade launcher, whatever the hell that is, at the roll of trucks. So I think there's like missions and stuff that you can do like that. Which
It had a list of jobs and like you're a mercenary almost. So you're not just like doing pilot wing stuff, which again, pilot wings from the SNES is on my top. I guess my top 5 is literally top 30, 50. And I'm just going to keep saying like top 10, top 5. But I used to play the hell out of that game, perfecting landings and stuff. So this is right up my alley.
At least your top 5 64 games.
And SNES.
NES, yeah, SNES 2, I forgot. Yeah.
But it looks like a blast.
Sorry for the audio listeners. We kind of stopped talking and just keep watching the video. That's not fair to you guys. I apologize.
It's a babysitter. Yeah. TV was a babysitter. But back to it. Literally and figuratively back to it. So I can't see it. But if anybody else has tried the multiplayer and got it to work, yeah, drop a note or something, because literally there was like a new room button, and I'm sure he'll get to.
So I was in their Discord checking it out, and they released it without you couldn't really even find it in the game unless you knew how, and then they started rolling it out slowly. He said they're not looking to add like private rooms unless the people clamor for it, and so far they are. So I'm hoping they add it.
And I hate to, people are entitled to shit. So if you was here, I would apologize on behalf of all players. But it's like, it's never good enough, is it? Once you add multiplayer, it's like, well, I want character customization, or I want private rooms. But the first thing that kills multiplayer for me is when you get those jackasses from whether they just can't stop screaming and you can't mute them, or they've played the game way too much. Like we just played Star Wars Squadrons again after a long pause on that, and got got rolled once. I was like, Jesus, got Rick rolled. Saw Rick Astley popping up on my screen.
He's in my cockpit.
Yeah, it was all weird. Foo Fighters showed up. But then we had a good match. I'm like, now I remember why we played this game, because it was a blast. It wasn't.
Yeah.
I think we were a little better than those players, but
again, just like when we were like dominating the game, once you come upon, I looked this up on the internet and made my ship built this way, and we're all bombers. You can't do anything with that. So that's the only time we really were like, oh, now I remember the problems here.
And then we did really good one match because we got probably put with people that were just normal, and maybe they don't have the HOTAS sticks like the 3 of us do, because the controller legitimately is a little harder to be that fine tuned. But after that, it was just TIE bombers, like at least 3 per squad, and it was like, no, that one match made me remember why I played, and the other match made me remember why I was a little frustrated. So I get it. Like that happens, and it's like I just want to shoot at like 2 people.
Yeah,
I already know.
Hey, if they would at least make the B wings the same like power and capability, we'd be fine. But that
B wing is a fucking beast. But it's
those
slower.
Bombers are overpowered, way too overpowered.
Yeah, they are.
Speaking of HOTAS,
Defender too.
This game will support it on PC VR soon. It doesn't yet. I tried it twice, but they have confirmed they'll be adding that, so that'll be neat.
Yeah, and I'm sure it'll all work out fine. It's the dangers of early access too. You can't be mad. I mean, it says early access. I bought it on Steam. Like, no, didn't have it. Oops, but it has tons of promise, and I love the colors.
Yeah,
they've done a good job.
It's smooth. I haven't played aside from Rogue Squadron, which has never bothered me. Like I haven't played like a game, like a flying game like this, and I was doing all kinds of crazy stuff was fine. Which, yeah, I play a lot of VR. I'm fine normally, but you can still run into things that'll make you squirm a little bit. And this is just smooth, I think.
Yeah. You think it wouldn't be since it's flying, but as long as it's smooth and there's not too many crazy change in directions, and
yeah. But for anyone who hasn't played, it's really neat. You start out, on the landing strip. You literally start it. You turn the gas flow on, start it, take off. You can land.
And I was trying to get ready to try our multiplayer, so I got there a little bit early, and I was having problems with Oculus Link or whatever. It just kept disconnecting, and then you got to restart the game. Like, you can't come back to it and like join that virtual session whenever it gets created with Link. I kept doing missions, and then somehow I pushed a button. I didn't know what was going on. I think I went into free mode, because then you had to actually start it, and I forgot about that. Like when I did the first mission, it's kind of walks you through training. You don't have to start it and prime the Magneto or whatever's going on, and it's like easy. Then I was sitting there like, what the fuck is this? I was sitting there like, he's waiting for me in multiplayer somewhere, trying to do all these doodads.
I'm like, get out of this cockpit.
And by the time it only takes a second when you're not, you're in a hurry, not expecting it. Like, shit. And then I got up in the air, and then the little like an iPad that gives you some options, like retry when you crash. It said free mode or free fly, and I was like, how did I do this?
Try free mode.
So that I crashed it, trying to get it like out, and then there's just a retry button, and I was like, no, I want to go back. That was like, that's all me. It's just a funny moment. Like, I had to restart. So Link would crash, and I had to restart the game, and then that happened, and Link didn't restart. I'm like, well, I got to restart the game. Silliness. It doesn't support at the time of this that I played it yesterday, which is like the 27th of April, 2022. It doesn't support virtual desktop to play from your Quest to like your PC. And I don't know what that takes. So hopefully that comes, because I've always had since I started using that, it's been a better experience for me. Link.
I wonder if that's on the game end or virtual desktop end, because if it's on virtual desktops, then Guy will probably have that fixed by tomorrow. The way he works. I'm sure
if he knows about emulating button pushes.
Yeah.
So yeah, fun game. Looking forward to the multiplayer. Looking forward to shooting handguns and HOTAS. But I really like the virtual controls. I like the zen of like reaching my hand forward to something, even though like the HOTAS has it there. I think for me, I have to use, like when we played Squadrons the other day using the HOTAS, I have to remember where all the buttons are and what they do.
Yeah.
They're all within reach of your thumbs usually and your trigger and stuff, but it's like, wait, there's 15 buttons. Which was this one? So I kind of like the seeing the cockpit and interacting with it. I don't know if I'll give it a shot maybe at the HOTAS, but I'm fine with like as long as I don't punch myself in the balls. That's all I'm worried about. I don't remember why I did that either, because it was like you're going like this, but it was like I couldn't. I don't remember why, but I was like, the stick wasn't listening.
I think we were kind of new to VR, and I wonder if like if the game was a little higher than it should have been, maybe, and you're trying to.
Yeah, I think you're right, and I think I might have been using Steam VR, and I didn't know about the floor fix button and weird shit like that, because we were playing like Pavlov, and there was like couldn't pick guns up off the floor. Because you're like they were an inch lower than your hand could touch the floor, and it was like hell. And there was like a special floor fix, all that shit. So I think I was like sitting up too high, and I was like watching the stick in VR. So like you think it's like the joystick's here, but it was really like down here under the table where the viewers can't see. And then I was just sort of like my brain was trying to put my hand where it needed to go, and as I was falling straight down out of the sky because I wasn't flying intelligently, that nothing was working. Never laughed so hard in my life.
But the new game Ultrawings 2, I think they said that has 5 kind of cities. I only saw the one, but just in that one, it was neat because they have a lot of buildings around, and there's like a lot of bridges. You can go really low and fly through there, but Just a lot of fun stuff you can do in a plane. I mean, anything you would probably ask for out of that kind of thing. Because just like in GTA, when you do all that air stuff in there, just weaving in and out of bridges and doing all of that crazy crap. So it was cool to see that.
Very cool.
But yeah, the rest I had were questions for them, so I'll save those in the hopes that maybe we'll reschedule and do this again.
Yeah, I feel bad if somebody's, it just launched and they're working on, multiplayer aspects and stuff like that. And I'd rather they just get their work done and we'll talk about it later. I feel bad for them trying to squeeze it in now.
Yeah. But once that multiplayer is up running, if anyone wants to come fly with us, let us know. We'll jump in the old cockpit.
A little intimidated, I will say, like I said, the slow speed, because the last time I tried War Thunder, there's some serious fucking players on War Thunder. If you're not like flying like you would have been flying in World War II, you're just going to get this shit shot out of you. And it felt like that. Like, this is really real. Somebody's going to be doing some maneuvers behind me, and I'm not going to know they're there. And I'm going to die. So, it'll be fun.
Yeah. Well, it's funny, like you said, we were trying to play this, and I had been playing this a little bit over the last week or so, and we couldn't get it working, so we went to Warplanes, and I don't know if it's the setup I did, but the controls are exactly opposite, so it took me like 20 minutes. That's why I was riding in your plane, just shooting the gun. Like, fuck it.
Yeah. I don't know if the campaign in that Warplanes game is multiplayer.
I don't think so.
It's really fun to control and do, but it seems like there's a new one coming out, like whatever, September. Like, it might have even an early access launch for the World War II version of that.
It's in early access now. Yep.
Bring on the airplane World War I, World War II concept games. Like, can't have too many. Just keep coming.
And make them co-op with lots of missions.
But yeah, the beautiful thing about that is like it's a light, quick, fun play, and you can, customize your planes with like some paint schemes and stuff, which is not always a thing in VR co-op multiplayer games. Some customization, which of course I want to do.
And weapons.
But
you can upgrade weapons and engines and stuff.
Yeah, so there's like the bad guy side and then the good guy side. Axis and Avalanche kind of thing. But the good guy side has like the best fucking bomber. It's got like 3 seats, 2 people. Took us a while to figure out how you can get in there, like, and co-op it up. But you can have your 2 friends or 1 friend swapping back and forth with taking place of the AI gunners. And I revamped that to have like the best gunning and turning capability. So all I got to do is plant my ass like to the side of a target, and like both AI people or friends will be shooting the shit out of the target. I don't have to do anything. I'm just like the dropship guy. It's such a neat feature in that game.
But it's cool because like we were flying around and I was gunning for you, and if you don't get on the right trajectory, like you really got to turn around and go back again because the planes you're chasing, like your bomber's so big and heavy, like you can't just go. You gotta really call it. So it's like it's really neat because you get the full experience. And again, I don't know why Wookiee always ends up being the driver in every game we play, but oh well.
I think we talked about that last time. Yeah, I can't shoot shit out of a moving vehicle for some reason. But but yeah, that's the stuff I kind of like. And I think some games, maybe it's true, and everyone's can't think of the word. Everyone's like, focus and attention span and shit is so small now, like they can't handle that. But that's like, it's almost like a chess match with those big old slow vehicles like World War I or like Sea of Thieves pirate ships. Fucking crazy good, because if you maneuver around and you do it right, you've got people dead or right. So it's a really good feeling, but it might take you 10 minutes to build that up in a fight.
Yeah.
And then they put in that whatever they called it in Pirates of the Caribbean, their bilge hauling or whatever. And you drop your anchor, turn like, I don't think it's keel haul is what you do to people. You tie them to it and you throw them overboard over the front, and they get hauled by the keel and scraped up with the barnacles, and they get shredded and killed. So I think they were like bilge haul. I don't know. I have to watch that movie again. Shucks. Anyway, it's basically drifting your boat because of the anchor. And they did it in Pirates of the Caribbean. And I think you could probably do it once in a pirate ship. But I think at the speed you might be going with full sail, you're going to crack something. Like you're going to destroy your ship. Not a lot of reason to do it. But then, boom, you can't really do that. You can't really get in the zen of like, okay, I'm thinking tactically. Nope, they just did a 180, and now all of my planning is screwed up. And then you got to do it all over again. It's like, shit. Nobody has that. Maybe nobody has that patience. So I really like that fact of like the World War One, the bomber plane, and like, oh shit, can't quite get an angle on them, and you got to turn around. You got to, got to think about your whole new aspect. Because I like to triangulate stuff and do the prediction thing and all that stuff in my head, and it just scratches that itch. And not a lot of games have that. It's all way too arcadey. So.
And still speaking of warplanes, they have Zeppelins, and there's little guys on top of Zeppelins shooting at you, and they can actually hit you pretty good. Yeah. But I want the option to be that guy in that Zeppelin, because that'd be fucking insane.
Right?
That's the whole point of VR. I want to be able to do all of it and see it, like, because those Zeppelins are huge. Yeah. I just want to run and jump off and see what happens. But,
right? Yeah. So that would be really fun.
I think that would be a fun VR game, like the old Army Men game on 64, only in VR, and you can just pilot all the toy vehicles and just do stupid crap.
Is it Army Man or Toy Commander on the Dreamcast?
Toy Commander was on Dreamcast, where you were flying toy planes and stuff around the houses, like Micro Machine style. Yeah,
it was like Micro Machines Deathmatch. So Army Man was a different one. I get them so confused. It's been so long.
What if Army Man was like a third-person shooter where you are Army Men?
The plastic green ones, right?
Yeah. Like you'd remember fighting in like the bathtub map across the tub stuff.
I get those like mixed up because it's like I have visions of that while visions of flying around in the toy plane thing, and it's like my brain is
just played a lot of games.
My brain just shuffled that into one. Like that's it.
Yeah.
And those are fun. Like don't knock it till you tried. Maybe people not used to games from the 64 or whatever, or even the Dreamcast, but like holy shit. Like nobody we know will sit down and play a couch co-op game anymore. You can't. And then some of them don't exist and all that shit. But like nothing kept you together besides killing each other on the same TV. It's a trip.
Well, nothing. Why I think Army Men would be great for VR because of scale. Because if anyone's ever played a Micro Machine game, you're playing like you're racing around on like the kitchen table and shit. Well, if in scale, like if you're in that car, like the table is huge. Like I love that shit. Like I said, Army Men in the bathtub map where you're fighting across the tub and there's like soap for cover and suds, like all kinds of just stupid crap. But the scale would be so awesome.
Yeah, like making up little bridges to walk on because the box tipped over and shit like that. Yeah, places to hide. It was really fun.
Yeah. And if you ever melted Army Men as a kid, which, most kids did at a certain age back in the day, flamethrower in that game melted the crap out of everyone. It's so cool.
Even as a kid, I was like, that smells bad. I think that's not healthy.
Better than killing ants.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah.
Because he lit a cat's tail on fire trying to burn ants.
Wasn't on purpose.
The cat just walked under.
Had a frizzy tail, and I was playing with a magnifying glass, and
he had that big comic book page size magnifier that probably was stronger than like a regular one. So he's sitting there burning ants, bending the thing, which probably multiplied the effect. And then big fluffy Persian cat goes walking under there and smoke.
So this is not VR related, but I have a question, and it's to myself. I used to collect comics, blah blah blah. I had a fucking page magnifier. Like, how old fucking was I that I needed that?
I don't know. I would ask you that all the time. I'm like, can't you read that? You're like, no, I want to see the detail of something like that. I'm like, but you just hold it closer to your nose.
For as much as I've played video games and have VR on, like, I have really good eyesight. So what the fuck was I doing?
I don't know. I think you just wanted one because you saw it. We were really little.
Weird. Kids do weird shit.
Kids are weird. I miss being that weird. I think I'm still weird in a different way, but I miss being, that weird.
Yeah. Having the option to be that weird in the time.
Yeah, now there's consequences. Like, they'll lock you up for rolling around in the grass with a giant magnifying glass, burning cat. It was an accident. The cat was fine.
Yeah. I love animals more than humans, so don't come at me for that.
It's the cats, when you're tinkering with shit, they got to walk right in front of it. It's just, they do. Anyway.
Trying to think. I think it was a busy week, so I don't think we played anything else in VR.
We did Walkabout mini golf.
Oh, jeez, duh.
Just last night. The other one. We played with BTC Badgers. I don't know if that's a clan. That was just a room name.
That is just the room name. Okay. A future guest that's coming on in a couple of weeks. We're kind of hanging out, so we'll hear more about that later. But yeah, we played Walkabout mini golf. And it's super neat. And Don, when he was on here, I think we talked about a little bit, but they obviously they had to start charging for their maps. They put out so many for free, and they're not that much. So if you're into the game, it's really not a big deal. Like, you're happy.
I looked at the store; they're like $3 for like a pack of maps or whatever. Like, that's nothing.
18. Actually, you get 36 holes, because I don't know if I told you and Logger this, but you have the normal 18 holes, and then if you find half of the hidden balls or get par on all of them, you unlock hard mode, which is hard. And you guys saw how hard the normal stuff was. So you get 36 holes really for that $3. I mean, that's plenty.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not slamming the Top Golf one, but wasn't Top Golf like $25?
I don't remember. It's been so long.
And it's decent. It's the same thing. I think I got Walkabout for like $10. And
that's normally 15.
15. So don't get me wrong, if the other one's not 25, my brain says it's 25, Top Golf one. This one seems like it's got like more in it, and it's cheaper.
Yeah. Well, you haven't played Top, and I haven't checked out recently, but they've added a lot to that too.
That's fine. I'm just saying, like, I paid $25 to hang out with you and our nephew like 3 times, and it was fine. This one, I got $15 or whatever. I got it for 10. They get a 30 off Oculus coupon, and I don't understand how you pay the bills paying charging only $15 per game. Like, that's usually, like, for a VR game, if they're smaller bite size, I would rather pay $15. But if it's like, especially since we talked to Don, there's like so much, what's the word? Not really effort, but esoteric detail. Like, he was just all, Disney Imagineering the shit out of those maps. And usually people don't go that far. They'll make a game, they'll make solid things in the map, and all makes sense. You got a game. And then there's like a whole nother layer of icing with, like,
literally
that kind of detail. Yeah, a little in the candy thing. It's like, that game should be like $25.
Yeah.
But they're not hurting. I'm not trying to tell you how to do business. I was just surprised at the price disparity between some games I paid $25 for and been like, really?
Yeah. And to that point, I was trying to get to where I think I was the only one that owned the last map. That I always forget the name, but it's like
Quixote,
Willy Wonka's chocolate factory mixed with Wreck-It Ralph's. Yeah. So everyone could play it because I have it, and I wasn't even the host. I was just there, so it unlocked it for everyone. And I thought that's really neat. You can actually, like, I always thought, we've talked about this, like, on Xbox, like, because that's always been a division thing, because I'd buy everything for every game because I love every game, but my friends won't, like, oh, I'm not paying $20 for a map, and then you can't play it. So then I'm sitting here owning it, not playing with friends, and they're not playing it because they don't want to pay for it.
When like there's so much more goodwill spread when you let things like that happen. So imagine like I don't remember which games you mean, but probably like you're playing Call of Duty and everyone's playing it, and maybe a month goes by and those things usually wind down after a while. Friends like you're a little bored, and a map pack comes out and you get like Nuketown or Rust or something in a Mac pack.
That's a Mac pack.
I don't know. Idiot. Sorry, that was myself. But like, they come in and they're like, "Well, I don't play this game much anymore. I'm not going to drop $20 on a map pack." Then you just get to play the old ones, and then it reinforces them not wanting to play. But if you have like the friend pass thing, you got some money from one player, and you're probably going to get money from another player because they're going to be like, you know what, that was fun. I remember why we played, and there's more map, and it sparks something new. And even if they don't buy it, you've made your customers more happy for the same amount of money because one of them bought it. It's like, what happened to the first hit's free and it gets hooked on crack? What? So, that's all games are. It's just digital crack. That never doesn't make sense. Again, people are entitled. I don't know how hard it is to set up licensing to do that shit or, whatever. It's just like once somebody thinks of something like that, as long as it's patented, it's kind of like squeeze in your game, spread some goodwill. Everybody, you'll get more. You'll get more sales. But
yeah.
And the one thing I will say about Walkabout, it was my first time playing it. Like, and I've noticed this in a lot of games. I know they put a lot of work in those environments, but the hard normal shading, I forget the technical term, but it's like, normal's pointing out. I don't know why. I've never really appreciated that because it gives me anxiety. And I know because, Quest 1, especially that I'm still using, mobile stuff, you need squeeze as much performance as you can. The light shading and all that stuff gets tweaked, and it's, now it's become like an art style out of necessity that it was before. It causes me anxiety. So I kind of felt bad. I don't know if I need therapy. Maybe I need to sit and Walkabout more, but or any other game that just has that. But Walkabout's the one that was totally the most work. They got like an awesome, was it a windmill or a tower?
Yeah.
I think it was one. Yeah, it was a giant windmill. I'm sitting there like staring at it. That looks amazing. And just behind it, there's this giant clouds and mountains with sheep. But it's the hard shading on the normals. Like every polygon, you can see the shape of it. And it's just like, because again, I took modeling in Maya like in 2002. And, until you maybe it's stress from that because nobody did that back then for an
PTSD from modeling.
Yeah, I think it might be because they would tell you don't know it until it happens. But once you know you've made it when you started modeling, it's like you'll have a dream. Like you're doing everyday stuff. Like you and I could be hanging out, sitting on the couch or anybody, and everything's like in wireframe polygon mode. Like your brain just sees it in polygon. And it has happened. It happened. Because we're doing it so much. And the school I went to was 8 hours a day, any time of the night, like a 4-hour lecture in the morning and a 4-hour lab at 1 a.m. Like you're just there and it just bashing your head against it. So if you had those hard shading things, your normals were fucked up. And you had 5 minutes to finish your final, you might be maybe that's where it came from. Because I'm sitting there and I'm just breathing heavy, not noticing it. But when I sit there and then I hit the ball and, I'm just flicking my wrist trying to get used to the weight of the ball. And it's a little odd because you're using one hand and it automatically, you don't have to guess how far to stick your arm because the putter head, whatever it is, club, automatically lengthens to the floor. So it's trying to help out, but it's not. My brain doesn't do that. My brain's give me the tool. I need to know the dimensions. I'm all screwed up. I was doing okay when I tried, but I couldn't focus on any of that because all of the background is just beating PTSD down on me. And I'm sitting there not noticing any of the cool details that Don had been working on or anything. And our nephew was there's clothes flapping on the clothesline. That looks awesome. I'm yeah, that's cool. I can't look. I don't get that often, but I was sitting there getting hives almost. Jesus, what's wrong with me?
It is quite the experience. And you even said it, I think this place is supposed to be relaxing me, but it's not. And it's quite the experience when everyone else in a room is kind of having fun and joking around, and Wookiee's over in the corner like, I hate this. I don't like that. Like, it's just
and nothing gets there. Everything's modeled really well, but again, it's the sharp edges. I think we just solved it though, because I couldn't figure it out. Because I don't gravitate towards those games. If I kind of see it, I'm like, I might not buy that one. Just I don't have a freak out. I'm just sort of like something in my brain like says like, not for you, and it's fine, whatever. But like in there, and they've done such like a lush covering of ambiance or whatever you want to call it, that I'm just surrounded by it. They're like, those flowers, something's wrong with those flowers. I sound like Rain Man or something. Like, those flowers are too weird. They're like flowers made out of papercraft. It was
like you said, it was you, myself, and Logger, our nephew, and then two of the game devs. His first time meeting. Well, they're not both game devs, but anyway, they just kind of kept moving on and left us kind of back there like consoling Wookiee.
I was trying to keep up, and then when you don't have presence of mind, when you're agitated about something, again, I was trying not to be, but then you bump a button and it pulls you up to like a zoom mode where you can see all the whole numbers. I had no idea. I joined late, and you just pop into this candy forest. I'm like in a cave somewhere. Like, what am I looking at? And then you don't know like what whole number you're on, and then you freak out and you bump a button. And you're like, when you have no idea where anybody is, you see all these holes. I'm like, where are we at? And everyone's probably like, what's wrong with this?
We started, so where Wookiee's sitting, that's where the group was, and you can hear Wookiee spawn in way over here in the start. Where the fuck am I? What is this? Where are you guys? Like,
well, we'd planned it starting at a sentence. I was like 3 minutes late. Your guys like, you need to bring the late person brings the cold beverages to the golf tournament or whatever, and I'm like,
it was weird. What? They wanted to play Walkabout, but then their groups play every Wednesday. But they were more worried about playing Population 1 afterwards, where he's like, I can't be late to that. We got to start right now. And I'm like, well, it's time, so sure. I guess Wookiee will pop in. It's just funny, like your first time in there, and it was a little rush, which no big deal, but it's like we're in that candy land, and the anxiety is just off the roof.
I apologize. I feel like I need to write a letter to Don and say, I love you and I love what you do. But my heart hurts when I go in your game because I want to enjoy all the... Usually I'm the one walking around looking at details, and this one is like everything was just like there's a fucking raft going through a tunnel with all these treasure chests, and PJ's like, ooh, treasure chest. And I'm sitting there, yeah, it's great.
Like, Logger and I we're doing what we'd normally do, like check out every corner, and we're over here like, oh my god, look at this, and you can hear Wookiee over here like, fucking look at that shading.
And
it's funny.
I'm weird. I told you it was weird. I wasn't lying.
It just it strikes when you least expect it, when you wouldn't expect it. And it's so fucking weird. But what are you gonna do?
People are irrational and they're awesome.
Yeah,
because they're weird and we're all different. I don't know. Normally I'd be picking that stuff apart and be, like getting modeling tips, because when you have the hard shading, literally you can see the outline of all the polygons like that, and you can kind of see like, oh, that's exactly how they modeled that. Like, there's no question. Like, sometimes it's all smooth and pretty, and you're like, whoa, how the hell do you do this? And no question, but I still couldn't do it. It's funny. I keep putting my hands up like here. I wasn't really doing like that, but it's like, that's what my brain felt like. It's like, hide.
Look, he broke down and was basically just fucking I already forgot what the hell.
Happy Gilmoring?
Yeah, Happy Gilmoring the ball after a while. I'm like, Adam Sandler, no. Buddy Billy Madison, no. What is it?
We just, same wavelength. Other people were probably able to guess that too, but it's like, yeah, I was sitting there and I'd hit it and I'd get kind of close to be fun. Also, I don't really have that much patience for mini golf. Even though I keep trying, it's just sort of like, I'm sick of waiting for three people to do their thing. I'm just going to bam, just going to hit my ball and see what can happen. So that was kind of fun.
We kind of went through all that and we're like, should we go play something else? Oh, maybe it's too late to go play something else. So we found ourselves, they added this brand new starting area for anyone who hasn't played. Used to just start on a little island and you could walk around a little bit. That was about it. Now it's
It was
like
like
they
a
have
Sea of
all these
Thieves, like
holes.
tiki
Yeah.
tiki hut island pirate thing going on. It was neat.
Yeah. They have all these practice holes and you can do some exploring and stuff, but then they have a driving range, which is brand new. And I was surprised. We played on the driving range for quite a while compared to what I thought was going to happen. So we still had fun. We made fun.
I wasn't surrounded by so much of the shedding. There was open sky, and I could look at the ground and hit the ball like 50 times a second, trying to make score. So
Yeah.
and it is weird, and I apologize for if I caused any issues. But when Don was on there talking, like everyone loved it because especially pandemic, it's a chill place to hang out. So you got people that have no interest in mini golf hanging out in mini golf, all this stuff. And it's super chill, and the music's calming, and light breezes interacting with stuff. And I was not expecting to.
I will mention, we mentioned you can play the maps if you don't own them. And the only setback to that, and I totally get it, I'm not dissing this. There's a hidden ball on every hole in every course, and then there's like a Easter egg hunt that expands the entire map. So if you don't own it, you can't find the extra hidden balls. So normally, like that's what I'm doing when other people are hitting. So that might be why some of that relaxation wasn't there, because you are just kind of standing like, all right, dickhead, go.
Yeah.
So
it'd be maybe meeting halfway. You could actually maybe pick them up, because I saw the one you guys pointed me to. I just couldn't interact with it. Maybe you could pick them up. It just doesn't save them, and that people could be Easter egg hunting or something. But I would be the one getting too focused in that if I wasn't able to freak out and making everybody else wait.
Well, Easter egg hunt's really neat because like that's fun to go in there with a couple people, and you don't even play the golf because it's like actual clues, like kind of like again like Sea of Thieves, like they'll have hints and clues. Only these make more sense, I think, and it's just fun to go out. And then you get a special club for each map, so cool stuff. I like it. If you ever want to experience Wookiee's meltdowns, let us know.
Please don't.
Hopefully you're over it. I hope maybe you're realizing maybe that is it. Maybe it'll go away. I don't know.
There's no cure for PTSD, PJ. You just learn to live with it.
Okay.
Unless somebody has real PTSD from real problems, that's I don't mean to joke about that, but from my experience, you just sort of like you have to accept it and learn to cope, and then then go about it.
Yeah.
And I think, is that Ragnarok, the boat drumming game, in that art style?
Yes. Yep.
Because I keep having my finger over the buy button for like, I don't know, a year. Like I'll keep looking at it and be like, I want to try that out. And then something keeps me away, and I don't know if it's that now. Like, because I kind of like get the gist of it from, looking at it on the mobile and the mobile app in the store, and you kind of see it and like, oh, it looks hard shaded. And then I'm like, and I'll wait.
Yeah. That game, the last time I played that game, like I love that game, but and I apologize, I'm bad with names. I'm sure if you're a listener, you know this. A friend on Twitter, who I played Zenith with a couple times, he's like, "Hey, you want to play some Ragnarok?" I'm like, "Sure." I haven't played in a while, so we jumped in, and he was also like, we kind of just jumped in and took off. He's like, "Hey, I kicked your ass." I'm like, my drums are like 2 feet in front of me, like I didn't have time to set up. So then from then on, like I was like miles ahead of him, because when the song's playing and you're drumming, you're actually like your bolts move, so you can actually see. And I always left him in the dust. It was funny. But it's got to be that art style, because, and again, I'm not going to remember the name of this game, but it was an epic game. Like when we first got into VR, it's on Steam VR, and it's like it's kind of like a Skyrim style game, only not quite as deep. But like I played like I was one of the first games like I was playing every day for hours and going through it. I'm like, dude, check this game on. You're like, I hate those graphics. Like, okay. It's got to be that. So, and that's fine.
I feel like we're the odd couple sometimes, because you just like you said before, he'll buy every map for every game. He just loves most games, and I am a jackass. I'm an asshole when it comes to I'm incredibly picky about stuff, and I don't really mean to be, but sometimes it saves me a lot of time. Sometimes I miss out on stuff until I give it a shot. I'm like, oh, I was wrong. But I'll just be like, no. And PJ will be like, the fuck? Enjoy life, you tard. You turd. I'll be like, no.
I don't want to enjoy life.
Not having it.
Yeah.
Plus, it's all that thing, we said that last time. PJ will play like 6 games in the same day, and I'm like, the same game in 6 months. Like, spread it out. So that gets in the way.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't recommend playing that many games. Like there's some weeks where like it's a blast, but some weeks it's like, okay, that's enough. I gotta go do something.
Yeah. Hey, things go up and down. If you're in a down spot, just give it a day. You'll be happy in the next day or so.
Yeah.
And being picky, I pick on Assassin's Creed Valhalla all the time. Again, that game I was looking forward to for years. And the other day, I hadn't played Ghost Recon Breakpoint in a little while. Because we started playing that all again, and I was tinkering with it. And we hadn't gotten to play in a while, so I hadn't played. And Ubisoft sent me an email saying, done with Breakpoint already? And I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Tracking all my, what the fuck? So it's recommending Valhalla again. I'm like, how many times do I have to refund this game before you get the picture? Track that shit. But I was sitting there looking like, oh, this is neat, because I love how some of the backgrounds look, and like there are issues I have with. It seems like one department made how the big Viking boat feels on the water, and one department made this, and it just stitched together very well for me. I did play some of it, and I want to go back to it, but it's going to be like on a big sale when I have time, and I don't think it's going to happen. But I was sitting there like, every time I see PJ's millions of screenshots, I'm like, God damn it, I want to play that game, but I don't want to give them any money.
I think I hit like 180 hours with that, like the other week.
Have you beat the game yet?
Oh yeah. That's what surprised me. Like it's the first game, like open world game. Like I still have to go back and finish Witcher 3, which I'm sad because they were going to do the next graphical update and put out for free, but I think that got put on hold, which I was like, God damn it. But yeah, I beat the main game. I beat the last 3 DLC stories, which is another, I don't know how many hours, but I haven't bought the new one because I'd probably have fun with it, but it's more like goes into the God territory where you're like doing God stuff, which I'm very much like, obviously I like the core game where it's just, I'm a Viking in the wilderness making shit work.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Maybe when it goes on sale in a couple months, I'll try it, but I can just exist in that game. Like you talk about Witcher 3, like I get off my horse and I, walk around and just look around, and I'll go kill a guy or raid a village. But I can't stop taking pictures in that fucking game. Like, it's so pretty.
And that's why I want to do it. But every time I get there, I think about all the reasons that it's bugged me. And then in this email, and again, I like the period pieces. I like to kind of get in the zone with this stuff. That's why Witcher 3 and GTA sucks me in. It's like, it's very well, it's like watching, a really good miniseries on some streaming service that hopefully won't actually put commercials in. But
oh my God.
But the email was like, I don't know if it was trying to get me to buy the latest pack, but it had some like polar bear with a unicorn horn, and it was like farting a rainbow. I swear to God.
Yep.
And I was like, deleted. I didn't even, like, that's my instant thing. I didn't even read the rest of the email. I didn't consciously say delete it. My brain just went deleted. Because it's like, I don't mind the fancy, funny, silly stuff, but if it's in a period game and I can't shut it off, and it's, sometimes you like silly, sometimes you don't, but every time I think about that game, and now I just hear the quest to get like a fox pet in your boat or something like that hanging out. It's like, oh, my little leaky do. And it's like, who did they pay to do the voice? And it's just
I've never even seen that.
I was looking something up once, and somebody had like a video of that quest, and they're like, "The hell is this shit?" And I watched it, and it's like you can get a pet cat maybe to hang around on your boat.
I have a cat under my seat. Yeah.
You can get a fox, and he kind of like runs around on your boat. And the quest is like you come upon this lady laying there, and her NPC lady doesn't look like an old lady, but her voice is like you hired the intern that gets you coffee to do an impression of an old lady. It's like, oh, save my dinky doo. So you go in the hut and you trying to find out, and the guy's like, that's not a dog, because she said it was a dog, and it's just like you got this Viking warrior guy going, that's not a dog. This lady's a fox. Should I tell her it's a fox? And then you kind of get it out of the burning house, and then you go up to her. She's laying on the ground like, oh, my dinky doo. And he's like, you know that's not a dog, right? That's a fox. And then she's like, oh, is that why you're so rambunctious? I'm going to die now. Please take care of my dinky doo. And then you have a fox. I'm like, what the fuck did I just watch?
Yeah. Yeah, that would turn me off a little bit too.
Because it's like, not that I care what like other people think, but it's like I can't take that game seriously if it's. I don't want to watch like Yo Gabba Gabba while I'm playing a game I just paid $60 for, and been putting 100 hours in, and then you get to that shit, I'd be like, you know, hey, I'd call it, pretend I have a thumb and a pinky stick, and I'm like, hey, Ubisoft, can you send me a physical disc that I can break because I paid for this game digitally? I don't know. Again, I'm like real picky. And again, I don't mind silly stuff. And then I saw another quest where it was Prodigy smack my bitch up in a game about historical Vikings. And it was like this whole contrived quest. So you go beat up a bishop just so a guy in the background could go, hey, smack my bishop. And I was again like, the hell is this shit? At least that one's funny, but it's also still like, okay, like the limit. And again, this is just me, and I'm not trying to tell anybody to change anything. It's just I vote with my wallet, and I don't want to pay for it. I don't want to do that. But like Assassin's Creed, the second Ezio game or something like that. I think the first one you build up a villa, and then it gets destroyed or something. And the second one, somewhere in there, you're in Italy because you're Ezio, Firenze de something. He had a huge name. And you meet your uncle, Mario. Remember this part?
No.
So you're walking up out of town, something like that. I just remember you're like on a road, and your uncle character in the game goes, Ezio, it's me, Mario. And I busted out laughing and almost deleted the game at the same time because it was like, come on, it's from from Mario, the plumber. Like, I get it. I see what you did there, but
no thanks.
I don't know. Fourth wall. It still just was like pulls you right out of the game. Like it's funny as hell, but it's like I think I'm gonna go do dishes now. I'm kind of done. And it's I don't know. Is it weird of me? Everybody, you can armchair diagnose me. Send in an email, a comment, a tweet, or whatever. Whatever. Like, tell me what's wrong with me, please. 'Cause I'm just a picky asshole. I don't know.
No, I would be. I agree with a lot of that. And like if I run into stuff like that in games, because there's one other quest. Like I didn't run into the two that you talked about, Valhalla, but there was one. I'm not going to say what it is, but like, okay, I did not like that. It was the only one thing I really didn't like. So I'm like, consciously, I'm like, okay, I got to get 3 in-game miles away from here, save it, and call it a day. Because, like you said, it pulled me out. I'm done.
Thank you. It destroys the whole atmosphere of everything.
But then, then you have to wait a week. When you come back, I don't remember that, so I just keep going forward. Like I'm never going back there.
A horrible problem about remembering things.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I don't. Sometimes I remember everything everybody's ever done to me. It's like it won't go away. I try to ignore it, but I take the the emotion and the flavor out. I keep the fact, but it just doesn't. It doesn't work sometimes because like if that's my association with that game, I get it. People associate stuff, and you start to get like a complex. Maybe I don't know, but it's like if I go to boot up that game, it doesn't take much for me to judge a game harshly. Especially when it's like, oh, my dinky do. And then like when you see those classic, like in comedy shows, like sitcoms, like the IT Crowd, there's an episode where the Roy character has to take photos of like geeks all day, and he's trying to make it sexy, and he's just, you can see him warping, like he's disintegrating while he does it. He's trying to make out with some chick later, and all he can hear is the stuff like, the doctor's already changed my catheter, and like all this stuff, and he can't think. And then like my brain will like, grab onto one of those and keep it, and it's really funny because like when I think about playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I'll talk myself through getting over that, because I will literally hear that like my dinky like echoes and shit like that. It's like back there in my head. It's really funny, and I'll get over it. And then they send me a rainbow farting unicorn bear.
Yeah,
that's flying around like Rudolph or some shit. It's like strike 9.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, I get that stuff.
What's that?
I get that stuff. Like, it doesn't affect me as much as other people, but my previous spouse, Lily is her online name. We were in the theater seeing the first Avengers movie, and where the big aliens come in, the space worms, and the Hulk grabs his tooth and like rips it off or whatever. There's an old lady sitting in front of us, and when that part was happening, she's like, well, there's a molar if I ever saw one, or something. Like, talk about a cavity. She said something stupid, and Lily, like, for the next couple years, like when we'd go to rewatch it, like, she's like, I get to that point and all I can hear is that old lady, and that ruins the whole movie for me. Like,
that sucks.
Yeah. And that's the kind of stuff I'm scared of. Like I've said before, like, I think I was at work and someone was asking me about music, and I'm like, I'm very picky about music, blah blah blah. And they're like, why? I'm like, because if I'm on my last moments, like when I die, and if the last thing that pops in my head is like a Justin Bieber lyric or some shit, I'm gonna find a way to do something bad to anybody that made me ever hear that shit, because I'm coming back, killing someone. Those are like my fears.
South Park one. Did you see the South Park one? He gets like squished and his head goes popping off.
That must be in a later season, because I rewatch it and I get to a certain season, I'm like, I've had enough for a while. I should just start somewhere else.
It turns into Saturday Night Live, where there's really funny bits, but you got to sit through weird shit to get there. But there's one where like, I don't know if it's a giant like Cthulhu demon or something like that, but there's Justin Bieber, and he's rubbing his crotch on stage. The way they're animated. He's like, baby, 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 baby. It's so fucking funny. And like Cthulhu or whatever giant demon is just picks him up and like squeezes, and it goes, and his little head goes flying up the screen or some shit like that. Oh God, that's worth it. I mean,
I have to remember
I was like, huh?
I was gonna say I have to remember to cut that clip, because that was funny. Sorry, go ahead.
I would say in that moment was the only moment I was ever glad I'd ever heard the Justin Bieber song, just to build up to understand what I just saw, and then it kind of made it okay. Maybe there's like some come to Jesus, or not come to Jesus moments, some come to closure therapy moment. We can design a process about that, like all this dumb crap we don't want to know about. How do you South Park it and make it okay?
Like, I've never been to a therapist, but I thought it'd be interesting to kind of see where, like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm normal or not, but like the stuff that I think I'd come up with, like, that really, like, hearing Justin Bieber when I die, like, is one of my biggest fears. Like, that's not normal. That's stupid. Like, there's other things to worry about.
I'm pretty sure during the pandemic, maybe they still have them, but there's got to be some online therapists that'll give you a free first hour. Maybe you can just go.
But see, to me, in my brain, it'd be like, you're just doing this for fun. It's free for an hour. You're not going to be honest about shit. I just say weird shit to fuck with them. Wow. Who knows?
You might pull a plug of crap out of the drain of your, psyche, and you might feel better about it. And you're like, oh, that was odd. You never know.
I feel pretty good.
You might feel better.
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know how we got off on those weird tangents. I'm sorry if that bothers people.
Welcome to another Wookiee moment. It's cool. We have never gotten a message or even a hint of like, this is a VR podcast. What was that?
Oh, okay.
No
feel
biggie.
bad. I think I get annoying, like in real life, if people are going off and they're just like, if you're tuning in, you probably want to see something stupid, funny, or who knows what. That's your choice. But sometimes in real life, when that shit happens and people just want to have an enjoyable time playing Walkabout mini golf, and I'm sitting there going to myself, sound like Bill Burr. It's probably not that fun. I try not to, but sometimes it bleeds out.
The only time, and I don't know, maybe no one wants to hear this, but it's interesting to me. Like, the only time that's ever really like worried me is like when we back in the day when there's a group of everyone and a new game's coming out and everyone's excited and everyone spent money on this game and the anticipation and build up, and we get in the first room and within 5 minutes Wookiee's like, fuck this, goddamn it, son of a it's like, all right.
I wish I had a faster mute button, because usually that's all about me. Because again, Black Ops 2, the one PJ spilled the beans on, I think that was
100th episode.
One of the 100th episode where we had some of the round table, and PJ was like, "What, you broke a disc?" I'm like, "Don't tell people that." Because I went out and bought it again in the same day, and my girlfriend was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" I'm like, "I don't know."
But the funny thing about that was like, I called it.
Probably. Yeah. And above average level of being a gamer and stuff like that. So those games, again, there's like the Treyarch old school Call of Duty and the Activision had different engines, and the lag compensation in Treyarch's Black Ops games was just driving me nuts. So I was like, I'm not going to spend my time and waste my, valuable heartbeats on getting aggressive. Like if a bunch of people are playing this one for longer than a day or two, hopefully that wasn't my fault. But then I'll rent it and I'll play the first week. And if everybody keeps doing stuff, maybe I'll have some fun. Go to Redbox is renting games, or Game 5. I don't remember what I was using. And that game walked in, and I just obliterated everybody with the stock gun. I was like, I'm not even going to change my setup. I'm just here to have fun. And I just dominated. I'm like, well, that was better than the other game, like the first one or whatever I had associated. So I was like, I'll go ahead and, okay, we'll pick this one up. And as soon as I start changing my setup and I try hard, I guess, I'm okay, tinkering with stuff. And then literally somebody runs around a corner and I'm shooting at them and I don't even damage them. But then with the crossbow, I hit people through a boarded window right between the cracks and they die. And I'm like, that is annoying as fuck. What the hell is wrong with this game? And I need to shut up and mute myself, because it's not about anybody playing. I'm not trying to, if in the moment where I'm trying to do something and somebody snipes me between the eyes and I'll be like, motherfucker, but it's good shot. So, I need to just mute myself, because I'll be doing some crazy, stupid thing, because I get bored real easy again. In mini golf, everyone's trying to play the golf. And I'm like, I wonder if I can do this stupid thing. Nope. And I'll just keep doing that till it works once. And then I'll post it on Instagram. Anyway, but that shit just bothers me when it's the game's not doing what it was a minute ago, and I'm not able to do what I was a minute ago, and then those things clash pretty hard. So I remember being, quite and then I really got to calm down with that, because it's nobody wants. But it's again, it's just me being like, what the fuck? And it's probably just network lag. Who knows what? I have no idea.
Yeah.
But that game, especially Black Ops 2, wasn't that game just fucking weird about that shit? Am I just making that up?
No, it was very bad for hitboxes and stuff, because you'd be hiding, and we all saw it. I'd be hiding behind cover, just the top of my head peeking up, and I would get shot, and then you'd see the kill cam, and they're just shooting in the middle of the box that I'm hiding behind, and I'm dead. It's like, what?
Yeah. I remember freaking out once and being late. Somebody runs straight across, there was a boat, a yacht level, I remember. And somebody run around the corner and coming down the hallway. And I was just one of those moments where you're just a second late and then you react. He already made it past me over here. And he was running this way. So if you're looking at the camera, this was me, and this guy goes running this way, and he was already past my screen, in my peripheral vision, and I just freaked out, pulled the trigger, and I saw the hit marker, and he died from nothing. Like he was gone and he died. And I was like, wait a minute. There was a ghost like 5 body links stepped behind him. And that's what I hit to kill that. Like, I was like, started to formulate the networking in this game doesn't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah. It took me years to figure this shit out because, like, we'd all be laughing, having fun. Wookiee's pissed off. Like, we're dominating every game. What is the problem? And I'm not like discounting your opinion or anything. I just never really fully understood it for like a couple years. I'm like, what the hell? Like, I'm having fun.
And sometimes I just got to relax and just have the fun. But my brain like has to solve problems. So if there's like a snag here, we're all playing, but my brain will fixate on that and like split in half, like that, Name of the Wind book you guys made me read. Split my brain into 2 chunks, and one half of my brain is literally working on that while we're playing, while I'm just sniping people out of the air while they're jumping and twirling and shit. I'm like, blam! There's another part of my brain that's like, okay, where did I hit and why didn't that flag thing there? And literally doing that in the middle of it. It's like,
we're still waiting on that goddamn 3rd book from that series.
Yeah. You guys
like,
you guys were like, read that book. You got to read it. And it's like, I read it and I'm like, Patrick Rothfuss is the author, and I respect a lot of it. The only thing I had with that book was like, I like to paint visuals in my head based on the author. So like, I'm a huge, Tolkien fan. When he just like writes stuff just perfectly, it's like throwing paint on a canvas in the back of my brain. My brain is just, again, it could be the same mechanics, and he just honed it down perfectly for me or other people like me. I don't know. It goes. Like, I was in college and I had to write like a short story, and I just wrote like stream of thought out of my head, trying to be like Tolkien. And everyone that read it was like, "What the fuck is this? How do you write like that?" I'm like, "I read too much Tolkien? I don't know." And it just like I copied it. I didn't copy Tolkien. I just like, this is what I see in my head, and it just went nuts. So like that works for me. But the Name of the Wind book, it's like, there is no open to interpretation stuff. It's like every facet is like, it's like a textbook when he's explaining the magic and I don't know, making potions, whatever he's doing. It's like he's squeezing every drop of everything. There's no room left for your brain to go be excited about it. And I was like, calm down, author. Like, I have the right to say that to anybody.
Yeah.
But then I
get
kept
it,
reading because you guys were going on about it. And then there was no 3rd book. And then I'm like, well, now I do want to know what happened. I'm not like dying to know, but then the only thing is like, this is another Game of Thrones moment. Where's the rest of the book? Is it coming? And then I think somebody optioned his stuff for like a TV show, and I'm like, oh God, no, it's never coming.
This is your fault, Big Planet Games. This is your fault. Just kidding.
Anyway, so yeah, that's that mystery that's been plaguing us this whole time. Is my brain sees those symptoms of, again, networking multiplayer games. You're going to have that stuff. It's not perfect. Lag happens even if you're 2 doors down or something. So that's what my brain is doing. It's literally like, not only what's going on, trying to understand it from my own idiot brain. Like, I don't know how to network program that well, but I understand what just happened, and then trying to compensate for it is going on. And again, it works really well. I've said it before too, like, that Titanfall game with that giant heavy Kraber sniper where you had to lead, like, other bullets are like instant. That one's a huge heavy thing, and you had to bullet drop and wind and timing, whatever's going on. And I can snipe when I'm in the zone. I can snipe anybody off of anything, like the zip wire stuff. And that's my brain trying to like nail it in. And that's why I hate switching to a game with another control scheme, because I'm like in the settled in the zone. And right when I get there, somebody's like, let's go play Forza. Fuck. Even though I could have been topping the kill charts the whole time getting there, I'm like, now I can put on like, the blast shield helmet and then, be the Jedi thing. And I'm like, well, like everything's working and it's not enough. And then somebody's like, I got to go to bed. Fuck.
So if anyone cares about Wookiee or wants to help and make him feel, just send pictures of animals. That's all I know. That'll work.
So, you kind of asked. Sorry. I'm a weird person.
That's all right. It's just hard. Like, I don't want to laugh at things, but some things are funny, but are also sad.
I need to leave push to talk on because I'm over here, and it has nothing to do with anybody. Even if it, if in the middle of my calculation somebody does, blow me up. I mean, you can't deny, and again, we don't have any clips of any of these. I wish we did from way back in the day, but like rainbow sticks on the old Xbox, and I'm sitting there, last guy on my team, using thermal vision to see people running past the doorway to hide and set C4 by a window for somebody to walk past, and I push the trigger, blow them up. They go flying out the window and land right next to PJ. When that shit lines up like that, it's worth all the other shit. But it's a pain in the ass to get there. I feel like not really a mad scientist. I can't take credit for that. But numbers and chalkboard things are all happening while my brain's trying to line this up, and then it works perfectly. But that only lasts a second. It's like cooking all day, and then takes 2 minutes to eat the food. Sorry. We're learning about me here. We're self-actualizing. I don't know. Exploring.
When we realized Bit Planet wasn't showing up, we're like, "We'll just do a short episode." That's funny.
We just cut this off halfway through.
Well, it's live.
Right in the middle of a rant. It's live too. Yeah. I'm sorry for the live.
And then another time.
And then springboard. Betrayers.
Well,
what the fuck?
Yeah. We'll have to make like a
decade
ago. a healing podcast where we can talk about these things safely.
It's safer than this. I don't have any sharp objects at hand. I can't see them.
True. Well, all right, you weirdos, whoever's still here. Thanks for watching and listening and hanging out with us. Hopefully we'll get Bit Planet back to talk about the game and get to ask all the questions we wanted to. And if you have any, send them our way. We'll fit them in. But yeah, check out the game. I think it'll be fun.
Good shot. If you like old school Pilot Wings, I'm sure everyone already knows that from like the first game, maybe, but it's pretty tight.
Yeah, if you haven't played the first one and you're interested, like this is your first time seeing this, you can normally get the first one, if not free on sale, or like, I don't know, like maybe I'm thinking wrong, but you can get it pretty cheap normally. And I'm not saying it's bad, like it's good. It's just been around a while. So jump in there, check it out. If you like that, then get this. This just has more of everything. And it's, they learn shit and things improve. And yeah.
And now you're shooting balloons with a handgun out of a gyro cop.
Why not? Come on. It's that or go to therapy. I mean, I don't know. All right. Thanks, guys, for hanging out. Again, this was episode 115. I'm PJ.
I'm not talking. It's Wookiee.
Look like a Band-Aid.
I'm trying to do an X over my mouth.
All right. Bye, guys.
Thanks for listening.